Hi, it's Paris from Epic Reviews the Tech Channel, and I have fallen in love with a new electronic device. It's the Roku 3. This is a little player that allows you to, on one side, hook up to your internet connection, on the other side it hooks up to your TV, and it does some amazing stuff in between. Now, the Roku devices from a few years ago I was familiar with. I had set them up in a few people's homes for them. I hooked them up to the internet and to the TV, set up the registration, showed them basically how to use it. And at the time I thought, it's not so different from what we have here in my house on the Wii, which we get the Netflix channel and a weather channel, news channel, and even our newer flat screen television that's internet enabled that has the Voodoo channel, Cinema Now, Netflix, and a few things like that. Well, I hadn't really been following the advances in the Roku until I read about the Roku 3, which just recently came out. And whereas the other devices have sort of stagnated, they haven't been adding a lot of things. I've noticed there's no firmware update on either of these devices, probably in the past year now. They've been going to town on the Roku, and they've got some really cool new additions into the Roku 3, including making it enjoyable to use. It's always been such a pain with the other devices in that they're so slow. The Wii, of course, is a Wii first, a game console first, and the TV is a TV first, and the internet apps are sort of an afterthought, and so they're not very well laid out, and they're so slow and clunky. This just zips between the screens. It's easy to use, it's easy to understand what you're supposed to do to get where you want to go. And so, as I said, I've fallen in love with this. But there is a very strong contender or rival to this, which is the Apple TV. It's also a little small box. You hook up to your TV, you hook up to the internet, and it does some interesting things in between as well. And they both sell for the same price. This is $99. This is the most expensive Roku that you can buy. Their oldest one, lowest end basic one, is half the price of this. So there is one for 49 bucks. If you'd like to check out the differences, I'll put a link down below. You can check them out. But the Apple TV is also $99. So if you're an Apple TV person, you may already have an iPhone, you may already have an iPad, then you may want to go watch an Apple TV review. But if you stay around and watch the review here, I'll show you some of the cool things that this can do, and I'll try to win you over to our side. Okay, the Roku 3, two things you need to know about it off the bat. Number one is it only works with a HDMI port, that special cable you need to plug into the back of your TV. So if you have an older big box TV, it's probably not going to work with that. And number two, they do not include an HDMI cable in the box, so if you pick this up at the store, run home to set it up, and you're all excited about it, you may not be able to set it up if you don't have an extra HDMI cable, but you can get one for $5 or $10 at the store, so it's not that big a deal. So this is the Roku box itself, the little piece that does all the work that you're going to connect to your internet and also plug into your TV. And on the sides here, on the back, it has the HDMI port. So you're going to need that HDMI cable, and you need to have a newer HDMI compatible TV. And underneath of that, there is a little slot that's a micro SD card slot. So you could actually put, I'm assuming, something with video or music or pictures directly into this device on that card, and then play those onto your TV. Over here we have Ethernet cable, but I imagine most people will use this with Wi-Fi, because otherwise this has got to be within cable length of your router. And then on the end here is where the AC adapter plugs in. And on the side there's a USB port. This is so that you could attach either a flash drive or an external hard drive with videos, pictures, music files, and again you can play it on your TV with this device. And of course they give you the AC power adapter, a funky new remote control with some special features, and some earbud headphones. And you think, well, that's awfully odd. How's that supposed to reach to the TV? Until you know this really cool new feature that they've added. The remote on the side has a headphone jack, and on the other side has volume buttons. So when you're watching something through your Roku, if you're watching a TV program, if you're watching some of those media files that you're playing, and it's late at night, you're bothering the person who wants to go to sleep next to you, you plug in this or some other headphone into the remote, and instantly sound cuts off on the TV, it's muted, sound comes through the headphone. Now it makes a lot of sense, because if you're sitting there, lying there watching TV, you're probably going to have the remote close enough that this will reach. So this is really clever. I actually used this yesterday. I think I'm going to be using this all the time. It is a really smart feature. Here's the remote control. You notice it's pretty simple, not all those hundreds of buttons you find on some remotes. And again, with the easy to use interface, this is really all you need. Now another special thing they did with this remote, you notice there's the strap on it, is they actually included some of the functionality of a Wii remote. You know, the Wii where you could play tennis with the little white remote, and when you swing it, it knows that you're swinging it and the character swings it on screen. So you can use this remote sort of like a Wii remote to play games on your Roku. They include a full version of Angry Birds that you use this with, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Just wanted to show you here, this is the internet app page on my relatively new LG flat screen TV, and that's all there is to it. You can even see in the bottom right there's coming soon, and it's been coming soon for 2 years, and I've kind of given up on it ever coming. Now compare that to the home screen of the Roku, and one thing to keep notice of as I'm moving through here is how fast everything goes through. Channel store, games. Oh yeah, I know some of these games. News and weather. There are tons of channels here, but there are also more that you can add in that aren't even on this list. So it's really amazing the things that are available with the Roku. The search feature is so nice. You enter the name of an actor or a movie that you're interested in, and it searches not just Netflix or not just the Amazon Prime store. It searches every place that you might find that movie. Like I was looking for Poirot, and it tells you where you can find it. It used to be on Netflix, but they took it off. But I did a search and I found out a lot of the episodes are on Amazon Prime, so I'm still in luck with watching Poirot. Here on the settings screen, it makes it easy to understand what the options are going through them. And if you select them, the options are pretty simple. So they're not aiming this at high-tech people, they're aiming it at regular folks who would like to have the ability to grab media content off of the internet. And it's hard to get lost because unlike some remotes with those millions of buttons, you got to work your way back out. If you ever get lost, there's the home button here in the top corner. It'll always take you back to the home screen. And the buttons that I've been using to navigate through things are up, down, right, left, OK. A lot of the channels, you do have to pay separately or have some other arrangement. For example, Netflix, there's the $8 a month fee. That's not included with buying the Roku box. You do need to have your own Netflix account. Amazon Instant Video, you can pay per movie per show, or if you have Amazon Prime, which is $80 a year, but it lets you stream unlimited episodes of a whole bunch of stuff, in addition to giving you the free 2-day shipping on Amazon. The Vudu movies, you pay per movie. Hulu Plus is a monthly subscription. So let's go into Amazon. I've got Amazon Prime, so I can watch a lot of the stuff there for no extra charge. Quick to come up, isn't it? Prime Instant Video. Isn't that nice and fast? Now I'll try out the remote control in Angry Birds. I haven't tried this yet here. Of course, I have it on my phone. The kids play it all the time. So here's the remote, and you can see the cursor on the screen, and as I just move the remote, it moves. No buttons or anything involved. So I'll try to get on the center item here, press OK. So I was curious, so I downloaded the Roku app, fairly big at 43 megabytes. Also, you do have to be on the Wi-Fi network in your home, the same Wi-Fi network that the Roku device is on, for this to work. It does it via Wi-Fi. And so you can see here, you can jump into the channels that you have. This is where you use it as a remote, basically. You use your phone as a remote. The store where you can go and choose from hundreds of other channels. Some are free, some you have to pay for. But this is the part I like. You can play music that's on your phone onto your TV, or you can go into Photos, and you can have it show the photos on the screen. And you can have it play as a photo slideshow, or jump through one by one and look at the different photos. So those are some of the reasons why I love this new Roku 3. Again, it is $99. I did find it a little cheaper online. I'll put a link to that down below. So for that price, you would expect it to jump through some hoops, but I really feel it's worth every penny.